Well, when I was about 14 years old, I started working for my uncle, who was a small residential masonry contractor in the summers, so that I could earn enough money to go to the Jesuit high school that I wanted to go to. And I was a mason tender and did everything I was told, and really liked building stuff, and kind of knew I would like to be in the industry, but I didn't necessarily want to be a bricklayer or a mason tender. I wanted to be a mason contractor. And so when I graduated from high school, in my family, for some reason, nobody ever went to college. They didn't even talk about it. At that time, it was about 10 years after World War II. You still had an 8-year military obligation, and so I thought I'd deal with that, and I joined the Navy. And while I was on active duty for 4 years in the Navy, every month I would write to my uncle and remind him that, hey, when I get out, I want to get in the masonry business. And that's what happened. When I got out of the Navy, started working for my uncle again, and instead of doing residential construction, we got into light commercial and eventually bigger construction work. And when his sons got old enough to want to be in the business, there was only so much room for management, and my uncle didn't want to be any bigger. And I knew that we couldn't add any more management without growth, so I stepped down, and my wife and I started our own business, and that's how it happened. Well, there was a quotation, I can't remember, I think it was Theodore Roosevelt, that said something that if you are active in an industry, you owe something to that industry. If that's where you're making your money, you really owe something to that industry. And so I got involved in industry associations in Milwaukee, and eventually in the Mason Contractors Association of America, and I was always active in the industry. Well, there's always, in any business, challenges, certainly low bidders, and having enough money to finance the work you wanted to do. When we started our business, we actually used a $25,000 loan from my wife's family, and it was hard to get going, but we did, and we were successful. Well, proud to build stuff. I mean, that's extremely satisfying. In metropolitan Milwaukee, I don't think I could walk 10 minutes in any direction without seeing a building that I had something to do with building. When I retired in 2006, I think I made a list of projects that I was involved with, and it was over 1,000. Recognize the fact that what the challenges are, because some of them are surprises, and I think that has to do with finding out that your only competition isn't that other low bidder. Masonry has competition like steel, glass, things like that, and you have to be aware of it. I'm not sure the meaning of the word legacy, but if what I've accomplished, I would have to bring my wife into that picture, because any legacy that we have, it was a partnership. The name of the company was Bill Dentinger Incorporated, but it was a 50-50 deal, and she deserves at least as much credit as me, probably more. She's tenacious. I would say two things. Number one, we're all kind of peacocks. And if somebody says something nice or pats you on the back, it's hard not to appreciate it. But I'd also say that I never got involved looking for that kind of stuff. I got involved because I wanted the industry to be fair and better, and so that's it.